Hi, my tubies. I'm back with you. This is part 2. Crackhead, narcissist, eventually turn to drugs, and God knows they do. Let's go on with part 2.
And she's one of them. He was cheating with her, and my sister caught up onto it. And then she started taking him to work. He's sliding down up in the van, don't want to be seen. And my sister walked right on over there to see, to make sure it was him, and said, "Hey, Charles, what you doing up in there?" And then he on the phone, then he on the telephone in the bedroom in my mother's house, talking all sweet and "Hey, I can't wait to see you, cello." And you know what? We're married. I went in there and dived on that bed, and we was wrestling over that phone.
Mr. Colvin.
And then one more.
Okay.
One more.
All righty.
Same place that we had the drug bust.
Yeah.
When the girl was calling my house, and she said, "I don't want to break up your marriage or nothing, but I've been sleeping with your husband." I had 2 jobs working them. You see what I'm saying? I traveled as a med aide, and I was working at a nursing home as a CNA.
Did you hear that? The woman who was sleeping with her husband has the audacity, the guts, the nerve to call imagine this is you and me, and let me know, "Hey, guess what? I'm sleeping with your husband." Women these days are gutsy like that. I have my girlfriend, for instance. This is real, true life. The side piece, if you will, mistress, homewrecker, Miss Chlamydia, Miss Trichomonas. And I say that because don't you think for a minute that they're only laying up with your husband or your man or whatever. These females don't have no standards. They don't have no morals, honey. They're laying up with different men. Anyway, the mistress or side piece had the nerve to put a note on my girlfriend's car to let her know that she's sleeping with her husband. These women they're not, what? So of course my girlfriend, she's like, whatever. She looks into it. The female leaves her phone number in case you want to talk about this further. Which personally me, I think it's a beautiful thing. When I called the girl, if I would have called the girl, let me tell you how that would have went down. I would have called her and said, "Hi, my name is Miss True Love. I am so-and-so's wife. You left a note on my car telling me that you're sleeping with my husband. First things first, I am so not angry at you. In fact, I want to say thank you. Because I don't know what he told her. He could have told her that he was single. You know? I don't want to hear that garbage about he told you that he was separated, because now I'm already flip on her, because separated, he's still married, honey. What's up with that? He's married. Okay. But for the fact that you brought it to my attention, I really do appreciate that. I do. And I would try to set up a lunch meeting or a dinner. Dinner's on me, lunch is on me, of course. And when I meet her for lunch or for dinner, when she walks in, the first thing I have flowers to give her. And I have a hug to give her because I'm so freaking grateful that she brought this to my attention. Because, yeah, you know. And I'm hoping that her and I, maybe we can become friends or whatever, depending on the situation. You know, if she didn't know that he was married, hey, you can't blame her for that. Come on now. Yeah, I'm not going to sit up here and fight with this female. Why would I do that? She didn't make the commitment to me. She didn't make a vow before God and make a vow to God. He did. So if anybody is going to catch an ass whipping, excuse my colloquialism, yeah, it will be him. When he comes home, I got to play this smart though. I wouldn't let him know at first. Once we have this meeting with this female, the next day I will go to the court and get an order of protection. I'll get that in place. And when the cops come to escort him out of the house, pack all of his stuff, take it all out, get out of my house. I will see you in court on that court date. Yeah, you're done. That's it. Well, if somebody cheats on you, you have got to show them that there are consequences. You got to kick them out. You got to do that, honey. If nothing else, you at least got to kick him out. Let's go on.
When Mr. took me to work for 6 o'clock that morning, you went on over there and got you a little dip and then come back putting his lips on me. He went and had sex with her, and she told me. And when I started telling internet. He go to walking out the door. She told me even about my grandchild up in the house. She said, I done talked to him in the house while you up in the house with it. Then he gonna go running out the door to get in his car and leave then. Guilty.
Mr. Colvin, what is your response to that story?
Man, Your Honor, my response to this, I mean, the lady got some issues here. You know, maybe I wasn't a goody two-shoot, no angel,
right.
But I wasn't in there by myself.
Okay.
I mean, with
you tell me about some things she was doing that made the marriage untenable.
Like, for instance, this case she talking about I got at this motel. Yes, I went away to prison for it.
Right.
And while I'm away, you know, I had a truck that she was go drive the whole while I'm in there. And I'm in there all this time, and the day before I get out, this truck all of a sudden catches a fire. Due to she got the oil change, she's saying they left the plug out. Yet, when they pull it out the rack, shouldn't they see the oil running behind it? and
so what do you think she did? Why did...
So what do we have here? His big issue is that while he was in jail because of drugs, whatever, when he got out of jail, his truck caught fire. Who gives a damn about a freaking truck? You clown, you miserable sack of manure. You miserable sack of manure. Yeah, that's a good name for it. Yeah. Oh! We're talking about because of a truck. A truck that he didn't need, because we know what he does with a car, just like my ex. I kept telling him, the moment that car comes, you get a car, that's the beginning of the end of our relationship. And the reason why I knew that is because I talked to one of his ex thoughts, you know, that hole over there. Yeah, I talked to one of his ex thoughts, and she said every time she saw him over where he used to live in Buffalo, I live in New York, and he was up here in New York. In Buffalo, she used to always catch him inside of a car with his penis out, doing crap that he had no business. So I knew then that he wasn't mature enough to have a car. So when I see that he is on God's team and he's taking God seriously, honey, we could have bought a car together. I ain't had no problem with that. If he could have showed me and proved to me that he was mature enough to have a car because he's on God's team now, and he has morals and decency and values, hey, I would have spent half my money. I would have went half with him on the car. I probably would have paid the insurance for the car. But I knew that this character didn't need no car because I knew what was going to be involved with a car. So, no. And he never proved to me that he was spiritually strong and taking God seriously. So, no. But this clown here, crackhead. And you know you're a crackhead. When you sell your stuff, my narc sold his wedding ring. I bought him another one. He sold that one. He sold his gold chain. Anytime you see that you can't seem to keep money in the bank, you can't save no money, you have no savings account, crackhead. You owe people money, crackhead. You falling behind on your rent and your bills, crackhead. Every time you get money, you might pay a little something on here, but somehow, some dollars always end up buying crack. You are a full-blown, not even mild or a crack user or whatever. No, you're not a crack user. You're a crackhead. You're out of control. There's no such thing as a crack user. Well, maybe. Yeah, there is definitely a possibility. But it doesn't last long because it always elevates. You can start off somewhat being a crack user, but I promise you that won't last long. You will become a crackhead. Okay? Let's listen up.
Did you think she did it purposefully, or I'm not really didn't want to marry Mrs. Colvin to begin with?
It's like,
tell me about
when
that.
I got out of prison. Her mother's a very religious lady, and I do respect her.
Right.
And she was not comfortable with me and her still there unmarried, sleeping in the same room like that. And so
go ahead.
Within a month after I'm out, go through this marriage she arranged.
Whoa.
Go through this marriage she arranged. You know, and it's just, wasn't meant to be right then.
So what he's saying is that he really didn't want to marry this woman, but he married her only because if he was supposedly, crackhead that he is, he ain't got nowhere to live. So she was probably living with her mom, and the mom wasn't going for, you're laying up in my house. I'm a Christian woman. I have respect for God, and I appreciate Jesus Christ dying for me. The mother, she was not going to have two people laying up in the same bed who are not married. And we have to give her her props for that. The lady has morals. She has standards. She's a decent human being. We get it. Marriage, yeah. You want to lay up in the bed? No. You can stay in my house with this man, but you're sleeping in different rooms. That's just the way it is. Why? It's called decency. It's called morals. It's called you have respect for God. And it's called Jesus Christ died for me. Jesus Christ did all this stuff for me, man. He was amazing. And when somebody do something huge for you, you definitely got to show some appreciation. So out of appreciation for Jesus Christ dying for you and God giving his son up, that's his son that he managed to let die for all of us. Let's keep it real. Let's think about your family, your son. Would you let your kids die for these miserable sacks of manure that you see around here in this world? No, but God did. He let his son die for us so that we can have a fighting chance to be cleansed by means of Jesus' blood. And I know I'm getting religious and way off the point, but I get where the mother was coming from. The woman has morals. She's decent. No, you will not be laying up in the bed with my daughter and you're not married to her. And we know what goes down when we're in different places in the bedroom. We're going to make it happen. It's going to pop off. Especially if you have a healthy sexual appetite. No, you're not doing that in my home. And if I'm forced to have you in my home with this whatever man, you will be sleeping in separate rooms. He's in the living room on the couch. You'll be in the bedroom, daughter. And that's it. It's called morals, decency, class, sophistication, whatever. Anyway, let's go into the next whatever segment. There's a part 2 to this.
He get mad at her, he come to my house. And he lay up and he have sex with me. And I told her that he always would come back. Long as I would let him come back, I cut that coat. He get mad at her.